Hello, year six. Okay, so second part of this project is designing the car. I've given you three different ways of doing that. Drawing it by hand, it's going to be quite hard, but definitely worth trying if you're good at drawing. The other way is you can make a model using card and things you find around the house. I think the best way to try and do this is through Tinkercad, okay? Because if you are someone that's interested in being considered for F1 in schools next year, you will have to do it using the computer. You'll be using Fusion 360, which is the big brother of Tinkercad. So we're going to start off with Tinkercad. So here is one I made earlier. I think it took me 20 minutes. I don't know, I really lost track of time. I'm going to show you how to do this. I've got to try and remember myself how I actually made this. But if you want to just have a go at it yourself, not watch this video, that's absolutely fine. Okay, but some of you might want to watch how I made this. So let's move this out of the way. All this stuff over here in the background, that's actually guidelines. So that's the total length the car can be, that's the total width it can be, that's the total height it can be. Okay, so I can check my car against that. I've already checked it and it all fits nicely. Okay, so should we start with some wheels? Let's start with the wheels. So cylinders, they have to be 18. It's one of the regulations. So we're talking about the diameter of the wheels here. So both of those need to say 18 because the diameter is measuring from one side of the circle to the other side of the circle. Radius is from the middle outwards. So I'm going to make one perfect and then I'm going to copy it. How big? 10? 10 looks alright. And then let's make it the right way up. Let's get this little guy, got to get that little guy. Turn him 90 degrees. And then pull it up because wheels are no good in the floor. Also, one wheel is also no good. So we're going to duplicate it. I'm going to click this 1, 2, 3 times and then move them. We could do all sorts of little details to these wheels, but we're not going to worry about that. Just going to make them nice and simple like that. Okay, let's move them out of the way. We can forget about those for a while. So let's make this main body bit here. I'm going to bring in a cylinder. I'm going to put it the other way up. I'm going to make it bigger. Oh no, I was holding caps lock. What you should be doing is holding shift, Mr. Peacock. Okay, let's make it a bit bigger. And then let's drag it. I'm not overly fussed about sizes. If you break the rules and regulations at this point, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. I just kind of want something that looks like a car. That's all I want from you guys. And there's so many possibilities, it's just one. So let's add this cone. It's not actually a cone, it's a paraboloid. And I want it to go on there. So click work plane and change our work plane to there. That's going to mean when we bring in our paraboloid, that is a bit of a mouthful, paraboloid. That means holding down shift, I can drag that. It's gone exactly where I want it. Let's put that work plane away. It makes me feel uneasy being on its ends like that. Oh no, a bit too much, Peacock, a bit too much. So yeah, so the thing with this video is you're going to have to watch me making all these tiny little adjustments, which is probably not the most exciting thing you're going to do today. So you're going to have to bear with me, or you can skip ahead. Or you can play me like double speed, and I'll sound like a chipmunk. I think we just need to agree that this version I'm doing here is not going to be as good as my first version. Okay, let's make that longer. There we go, look at that pointy nose. Okay. Okay, first part done. So now let's do this base. That base, look at that base, look at it. It's all these different shapes. That looks really complicated to do. But guess what? It started life as a box. I know. Who would have thought? So let's move this around and let's do that. Let's just do that. Now we need to make sure it's kind of equal this side and that side. There are ways we could ensure that, but you know, I'm not being fussy. you're working from home. It's going to be more difficult than it normally is because I'm not going to be there to help you. Although you can make little videos and post them and say, Mr. Peacock, look at this. What's going on? Why is this not working? Help. And I will come to your rescue. Don't you worry, children. So, is it too wide? What are we thinking? I'm thinking it might be too wide. Let's make it a bit thinner. Yeah, that feels better. That definitely feels better. Let's look at it from the end because we get a better idea. Yeah, I think that's kind of equal. I think I'm happy with that. Are you happy with that? Yeah, I thought so. Okay, so let's, we've got to get some wheels in here. Let's make a space for the wheels. That's really easy. We're going to get a box. The box is automatically 20 millimeters. We made the wheels 18. So we don't need to do anything with that box apart from put it in the right place. Because I know those wheels are going to fit inside. I know these things. So I've put one in, and I'm going to press duplicate, and I'm going to do a sneaky little trick. I'm going to hold down my arrow key to move it. Because if I use my mouse, I know for a fact it's going to go bananas. It's going to go in the completely wrong place. Okay, I'm happy with that. Are you happy with that? Good. So let's select both of these, and we want to duplicate them again. And this time I'm using my down arrow key, and I'm going to move them forward. Just make sure everything is aligned. We want to be aligned, guys. You need to be aligned. So now I want these to be holes. So let's just select everything. Look at that. Everything is, well, not everything, just the design that I'm currently doing is selected. And look at that. I can fit some wheels in there now. But don't rush and put the wheels in. No. Let's put some more details on first. I think those wheels are just going to get in my way. So I'm moving them out the way even further. So can you see here? Of course you can see. That is this angle. That is so easy to do. You would not believe it. We're going to put a box in. And we're going to move that box. I'm just going to place it like that. I'm going to stretch it. And now, this is the magic part. I'm going to change the angle of it. I know. Look at that. Look at that. So this angle is completely up to you, like how you do it, where it goes. Oh, I've messed it up. Use my arrow keys. Arrow keys save the day. Yeah, I think I like that. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, so how do I make it exactly the same on the other side? Well, magical button called duplicate, and then our sneaky little trick, which is using the arrow keys. That. Slightly different to the one I was designing before. I think that's okay though. If we're all okay with that, then I'm okay with that. So, I don't know, I think that needs to go there. Okay, let's group that. And hey, look at that. Isn't that a thing of beauty? It's completely different to the one I did before because the angle was different, but I think that's all right. I think I can cope with that. Yeah, I can cope with that. Look here, look at that fancy little bit here, that little fancy bit. How do we do that? Well, guess what? It's easy. Just use a cylinder. Let's get a cylinder in. It's the wrong way up though. So we're going to use our little twisty arrows. I could have probably moved the camera then, but I was feeling a little bit lazy. It's okay to be lazy sometimes. We're all working hard. I'm going to lift that up. Look at that. Look at that. It's difficult, isn't it? But it's not. So let's duplicate it. Let's use our arrow keys. Oh, he's gone too far. There, we happy with that? I'm happy with that. Okay, so let's group it. Look at that. Look at that. Magical. Magical. Right, I don't like this front bit. Look at that. It's not aerodynamic. This car's going to be so slow. So what we're going to do? What are we going to do about that? Why are we going to use a box? We're going to use a box. And, oh, no, I'm pressing the wrong buttons. Okay, let's put that there. And that box definitely needs to be bigger. Make it a bit wider as well. And then we're going to angle it. That angle is completely up to you. Use the arrow keys, moving it Yeah, that's good. That is good. Let's duplicate that. Okay, and right, a new trick, everyone. So we've got a duplicate there. I can move it. Right, that's fine. But it's going the wrong way. How do I flip that? Well, look up here. Look here. It's actually called mirror. I'm going to call it flip, just to be annoying. Look, I can do that. There we go. It's going the right way now. So just need to make sure it's the same position as the other one. When I did this before, I did it and it wasn't right. So I just undid it and moved it and did it again. Let's group this. Let's see what that looks like. Is that the same? Is the left-hand side bigger than the right-hand side? I'm going for yes. So I'm just going to go undo. I can go back in time. Look at that. I just time traveled, everyone. I'm going to move that over just one little nudge. And I'm going to group that again. Yes. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm so happy with that. Okay, I'm so glad I can actually remember how I made this car in the first place. Look at this sort of like sweeping bridge effect. How does one do that? Well, guess what? It's easy. It's just a cylinder. Not a cylinder that way up though. No. Look at that. It's going to go all the way through the car. It's going to be squished. That's the sound effect, by the way, I just made up. I think it needs to go down, and I think it then needs to be pulled up. Look at that. That's looking more like it. I'm really happy with that. So I'm just going to group that. There we go. Nearly on 12 minutes already, guys. If you are still watching this, you are a hero. We're nearly there, though. We're nearly there. Just the details now. Just the wing. Wow, there's loads of ways you could do this wing. So many possibilities. I used round roof. Why not? Why not use a roof as a wing? Now remember, that can't be any wider than 100. So let's just type a measurement in. Let's type 70. I think the 70 is going to do it. And we want to make sure it's in the center. How do I do that? Well, let's just guesstimate. Okay. Right, I don't want it to look like a roof though. I actually want it to look like a wing. So let's make it really thin. And then it's quite wide as well, isn't it? Yeah, let's make it a little bit more delicate. It's a bit more delicate looking, isn't it? Maybe that's too delicate, I don't know, it might just snap. Okay, so let's put it inside of there. And then all I did for the second one, that is really wide, isn't it? Let's not worry about that. I think it looks fine. I'm going to do a duplicate, and I'm going to lift the second one up. I'm going to use my arrow keys. I'm going to move the second one back, so it gives us that really cool sort of double effect there. Oh, so cool, so cool. Oh my god, look, we're nearly done. This is so easy. Oh no, I forgot about a bit. Let's just use. Let's cheat. Let's use that, and let's move it all the way to the back. Sorry, that's a bit boring, isn't it? Watching something move that slowly. Lift it up. I think we need to angle it a little bit. I should have probably angled the front ones, maybe. Oh, look at that. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. I did that little fancy one at the top there. I don't think I'll show you that because you're probably getting really bored by now, but I'm pretty sure you could figure out how to do a little wing thing on top. I actually used a cylinder for that one. I didn't use this. The final thing, actually no, there's a couple of things, I lied. I want to put a cylinder in there. Let's put our work plane on here. Let's bring a cylinder in, a whole cylinder. And I want to, let's look at it from, are they saying the right, the back? The right is the back. Okay, kind of want to get it in the middle there. Let's not worry about that because you're literally going to fall asleep if I don't hurry up. Okay, let's move that inside, and then I'm dragging that middle one so it comes back out. I know it's confusing, but oh no, that shouldn't have moved that way. Okay, but let's just go with it. Yeah, let's all agree. All that work planes make you feel uneasy. There we go. Yeah, I think it's going to look amazing. Okay, let's select this and this. Oh, we want the wing as well. Let's just select everything at the back like that. select everything, and then group it, make it whole, and it's taken ages, but it's done it. Okay, wheels. Those wheels. I knew those wheels were going to come in handy. Oh, I don't like that. That's gone red. That has gone red. So all I need to do is click on it, and I click on multicolour. Oh, they've got a new transparent option. Ooh, someone play around with that transparent option. I've never seen that before. That's new. Okay, put our wheels in. One wheel. Oh, actually, I want the wheels black. I don't like them. In fact, the whole colour of the whole colour scheme is awful. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it because you've got other things you need to do. I mean, you need to make a car for a start. Never mind everything else. Okay, so yes, one more. Yes. Okay, let's look at it from the top because I reckon those wheels are not connected. Oh, look, I'm so clever. Wheel connecto. Wheel connecto. We don't need suspension or anything on these cars, by the way. They don't actually have suspension. You can put suspension on if you want. You don't have to. Just move it away a little bit. We need a bit of a gap, otherwise. Well, that's a bit. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. So, final thing is that it's going to drag across the floor. You can see it's on the floor. So let's just select everything. I think that will just rise up, and there we go. Look at that. Look at that. That is beautiful. Okay, so there you go. That is how you make my F1 car, and good luck with making yours. Okay.